I'm Kristen Cho.
And I'm Cameron Word.
Hey, Cameron, I have a question for you. Do you like swimming, and are you a good swimmer?
I am not a good swimmer.
Okay.
I can swim. Parts of my life I've loved swimming. Parts of my life I've hated swimming.
Really?
Yeah.
Like when and why?
So when I was young, I liked to swim.
Sure.
And I don't know, as I got older, I don't know if my body composition, just like the length of my body versus the fat on my body, made it more difficult to swim.
Really?
Yeah.
Was there a drag? Like you didn't go...
I don't know.
It was heavier?
There's like a lot of pressure in my head.
Oh.
I feel like my eyeballs are going to pop out. Do you like swimming?
I love swimming.
Really? Yeah.
I think I was born to be like a fish.
Oh.
Seriously. I love water.
Oh, yeah?
And I like to swim. I like to dive too. Not free diving, but just, in the pool for fun.
Yeah, get on the diving board.
Yes. And then go deep into the water, hold my breath. I do all those things.
That terrifies me.
Oh, I love every bit of it. It's so much fun. And this is how I was when I was younger. Even now, I still love water.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I would love to swim. I would like to find a good swimming pool, but it's not easy to find.
Yeah, they're open at weird times.
Yeah. The free swimming, they say it's 자유수영, which is like you're not in a class.
Yeah.
But they're only 12 to 1, 6 to 7.
Yeah.
I'm working. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. So learning to swim, that is our topic for this Thursday, every Thursdays. And Katrina is scared of the water, and so basically Lachlan helps out.
Yes.
Okay. I've always been scared to death of deep water. So when you're scared to swim, we know you have a fear. But when you're scared to death, how scary is it?
Extremely scary. Like as scary as it can be.
Yeah.
And sometimes it makes sense. Some things are really scary. But sometimes we use this expression whenever... Okay, it's not that scary.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
Why are you so...
Yeah. I'm scared to death of deep water. That is true. A lot of people do have a fear.
Yeah, there's something about deep water.
Oh, ocean.
Like...
It's very scary.
Well, even my college, we had an Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Yeah.
And one side was for the divers, the high divers.
That's right.
I would go over it. It's 30 meters.
So deep.
And I don't know why. I was scared of a shark. I know there were no sharks in that pool. But I was like, there's a monster in here.
Like Jaws. Yes. You felt like Cameron was scared of Jaws.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll talk more about swimming. Here are some other expressions. If you get by.
This means you're surviving. There's a difficult situation and you manage to be okay.
Okay. How about pass down something to someone?
This is whenever you are giving something to someone else. It's often like an inheritance, giving to the next generation.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and listen to our first dialogue, Learning to Swim.
Lachlan, I've never told anyone this, but I've always been scared to death of deep water.
That's okay. A lot of people are, but it's never too late to learn.
I've managed to get by without swimming all these years, but I want to change that.
Good for you.
My mom was terrified of water too. I think she passed that down to me.
Let's end that cycle of fear. I'll help you feel comfortable in the water. I used to teach swimming when I was in college.
Please join us on page 20. You can find our power dialogue there. Learning to swim. I've always been scared to death of deep water. So maybe you're not afraid of just water in general, like a normal swimming pool. But deep water, that's a different thing.
Yeah. I love a good kiddie pool. You can just sit.
Yeah.
And it's only your...
It comes up to your knees.
Yeah. That's great.
The Cameron's great. Okay. All right. Katrina says, Lachlan, I've never told anyone this, but I've always been scared to death of deep water. It means basically that you are extremely afraid of deep water.
Yeah. being scared is an emotion I think we all have. But when you say scared to death, it's almost like you start to panic.
Yeah, it's like a primal fear.
Yeah, you can't think rationally anymore. Yeah.
Right. So people have these things. They can be scared to death of like spiders.
Yeah.
You know, there's a thing called arachnophobia, which is a fear of spiders, right?
Or like scared to death of needles. Like you've got to get a shot.
Yes.
Or maybe you're doing acupuncture.
Oh.
I mean, I can do it. I'm not scared to death, but the idea of a needle going into my skin it is very hard. Like when I have to get blood taken for a test, I have to look away.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Think of something else.
Right. But the idea of being scared to death really is a legitimate fear. Like it is really, you have a terrible fear. It is serious. But of course, you know, if you want to play around with the words, you can say, oh, I'm scared to death of, you know, like something stupid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to be dramatic.
Right. Okay, what does Lachlan say?
That's okay. A lot of people are, but it's never too late to learn.
Okay, it's never too late to learn. Okay, so even though Katrina is an adult and she's scared to death of deep water, Lachlan says, you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay, and Katrina says, I've managed to get by without swimming all these years, but I want to change that. Okay, I've managed to do something.
Yes.
Yeah. That's our power pattern.
So this means that you were able to do something. And it often feels like, I didn't know if I could, or it was difficult, but somehow I was able to do it.
Right. I've managed to, I kind of barely, but I did it.
Yeah.
I kind of did it. I managed to get by without swimming. So, she didn't really feel like she had to learn how to swim.
Yes.
And a lot of people, adults, they don't know. I have a cousin who's like 65 and she doesn't know how to swim.
Oh, wow.
She's afraid of water.
Is she scared to death of water?
I don't know if she's scared to death of water, but she's scared to swim. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is a fear you've got to get used to. That is 65 years old. Wow.
And doesn't know how to swim. I think there are a lot of people who are older adults and don't know how to swim. Yeah. So Katrina got by without swimming.
Yes.
So what is to get by without swimming?
To get by is to survive without something. So she got by without swimming means she didn't have the skill of swimming, but she survived.
That's right.
Yeah. So you could get by on a low salary, for example. Like you don't make a lot of money, but somehow you find a way to live.
Right.
Right.
So this idea, I've managed to get by without swimming, is saying, well, I lived a pretty good life, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't need to swim.
Right.
There was no occasion where I was required to swim. It was okay.
Right.
Yeah. That's the feeling that you get with, I've managed to get by without swimming.
Yes.
And Lachlan says, hey, good for you. Okay, meaning she wants to learn how to swim. Good for you. And what does Katrina say?
My mom was terrified of water too. I think she passed that down to me.
Yeah. So maybe it's genetic. Maybe it's in the DNA. Mom was scared of water. Maybe that's why I'm scared of water. Maybe she passed that down to me. So if you pass something down to another person, we're usually talking about within family.
Yes. You're giving it to the next generation.
Yeah.
Right? Here we are talking about more of a DNA type of thing or a personality. Pass it down means you're giving it to the next generation as something of an inheritance.
Yes, right. But you can also pass down some land.
Yeah.
To your children.
It can be physical things as well. And while it does often have to do with families passing things down, maybe you're in like a school club and maybe there's a trophy that you pass down. Like every next person that comes into the club.
Oh, and they get the trophy.
They get the trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be family, but most often it's with family.
Okay, so sometimes it could be a tradition,
yes.
like you said. Okay. Lachlan says, let's end that cycle of fear. I'll help you feel comfortable in the water. I used to teach swimming when I was in college. Oh, this is a nice power vocab. Cycle of fear. Why is it a cycle of fear?
Yes. So this cycle, if you think of cycle, in Korean it's like 주기, right?
Yeah.
So like think of a circle that goes around and around. Here we're talking about how Katrina's mom was scared of water.
Yeah.
And that made her scared of water, right?
Right.
And maybe her grandmother was scared of water.
Okay.
And maybe her great-grandmother was scared of
Oh my gosh.
So it's a cycle of fear, meaning this fear is being repeated and passed down.
Yes.
This is an expression, honestly, you might hear often. We will hear about like a cycle of abuse. Maybe someone's grandparents were kind of mean to their children.
It's like what is it? Generational.
Yeah. Like a generational trauma. And we often, unfortunately, use this about negative things.
True.
So like fear, abuse, prejudice.
Yes.
Things that started way back.
And then just carried on down to
They
generations.
keep coming down and repeating themselves.
Very good. Okay. So basically, Lachlan is saying, well, since this was true maybe in your family, he's like, let's end it. Let's stop it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's listen to that dialogue one more time.
Lachlan, I've never told anyone this, but I've always been scared to death of deep water.
That's okay. A lot of people are, but it's never too late to learn.
I've managed to get by without swimming all these years, but I want to change that.
Good for you.
My mom was terrified of water too. I think she passed that down to me.
Let's end that cycle of fear. I'll help you feel comfortable in the water. I used to teach swimming when I was in college.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 22 and 23. If you are scared to death, it means that you're really, really scared. Terrified. Okay? How did you feel when you saw the bear?
I was scared to death. I've never run so fast.
Oh, gosh. I was scared to death in a tent at a camping site up in the mountains. And there was a bear.
Yeah.
Walking around, getting the food, and everyone was clanking, clank, 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 clank. I was scared to death.
Yeah. You don't know what's going to happen.
No. All right. The horror movie scared me to death last night.
I'm so awful with horror movies.
I cannot watch them
I can't do it.
because I'll have nightmares.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So you can be scared to death of other things. Maybe like bad weather,
Oh, okay.
right? Or, you know how sometimes in Korean holidays, they put the alarm on? And it's supposed to
It's
be
like
like
the national alarm.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like a moment of silence. Sometimes I forget, and for a moment, I am scared to death.
Like there's going to be
Like
war.
there's some national crisis.
Yeah, it's true.
And then I have to remember, it's one of those holidays where the alarm goes off. Yeah.
I think that it would probably be like tourists or people who are visiting would be scared to death.
Yeah, if you don't know.
Yeah, if you don't know.
Uh-huh.
Right, okay. If you get by, it means to survive in a difficult situation. So, let's see some examples. How will you survive in a place where you don't speak the local language?
I'll get by. I'll just stick to the areas where more people speak English.
Okay, so you're a foreigner. You don't speak the language. You'll get by. These days, there are so many apps, ChatGPT, that will translate everything for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's easy to get by.
If you know,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even before all of this AI stuff, I've known a lot of non-Koreans that get by in Korea.
Yeah.
And they can't even read Hangul.
Right.
I went to a restaurant with someone. It was like a kogi restaurant that only had the menu in Hangul.
Okay, and how did they do?
He couldn't read it.
And so what happened?
Samgyeopsal juseyo. That's all you say.
That's all you say.
Samgyeopsal hana.
Listen, if he can get away, you can get away with knowing basic words, just number, 한 개, 두 개.
You can get by.
감사합니다. You can get by.
감사합니다. 맛있어.
맛있어요. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something, because in LA we have Koreatown. Oh, there are decades, people who've lived there for decades who get by with very little English.
I believe it.
Yeah, okay. All right, she didn't study much, but she still managed to get by in the exam. Okay, so if you get by in the exam, how did you do?
You don't flunk. You pass.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not an A+.
Right.
But okay.
Maybe B-?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. Also, we use this term when we talk about money. So, yeah, I can get by.
Yeah.
Meaning, are you sure you don't need some extra money? Maybe the parents are worried about their child and needs, or not child, but adult child. And yeah, I can get by.
Yeah. I have enough.
I have enough.
Not a lot.
Exactly. Not a lot.
Right. You can use this on sleep as well. With sleep. I get by on 5 hours of sleep.
Ooh, you do?
No. Example sentence only. I need a good 8 hours.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, pass down something to someone means to give or leave something to the next generation.
Yes.
How did you learn to fish so well?
My dad passed down all his fishing knowledge to me.
Oh, okay. So you can pass down knowledge.
Yes.
Okay. My grandmother passed down her old recipes to me. Very commonly used.
Yeah.
Those family recipes are handed down. Yeah. He's like Italian families. Italian families. My nonna.
My nonna. Give me the recipe.
Give me the recipe.
It's 140 years old.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've managed to do something means basically you're able to do it without that much difficulty. With a little difficulty. Okay. I've managed to isolate the cause of brain cancer in rats.
So, yeah. We're using this because it's not easy to find out the cause.
Right.
But somehow you did it.
You did it.
I've managed to get 2 tickets to the sold-out concert.
Not easy.
It wasn't easy, but I got it.
Yeah.
I asked a friend.
That's right. I've managed to get the job despite the fact that I didn't have a lot of experience. So, in all these examples, you managed to do something means that you did it, but it wasn't easy.
Yeah, or you didn't think you would be able to do it.
That's right. There was a little doubt, uncertainty, but I did it.
But you did it.
Oh, okay. All right. Our power vocab today is cycle of fear. And please check out the definition on page 24. And please stop by.
Audio 학당.
Very good. Pay a very small fee. And you can listen to this show again and again, as well as so many other shows.
Yes.
Please join us later at 6 p.m. for our live show.
Evening special.
Okay. See you soon. Have a great day.